Okay, well, tell me about Global Pet Finder.
Global Petfinder is a company that has a product or wanted us to develop a product around keeping track of dogs when they get outside the yard or the house. And basically it's a GPS and a cell phone, and when the dog gets out of the yard, gets out of this geofence, it'll call your cell phone and leave you a GPS or MapQuest map so you can come find your dog.
How did the customer select Paragon?
Well, originally they went to 3 different companies, one of which overseas and 2 here in the U.S., and they didn't even get to a prototype stage. And the customer happened to be here in town visiting some relatives and heard about us and came by just to say hi, and within a few days was impressed enough to engage us to develop their next generation, or their only product at the time, the GPS tracks.
Can you tell me some of the highlights of that product?
Well, what makes this pretty cool is it's a portable device that can be worn with any collar. That was very important to the customer, that any collar this would work with. And the collar goes through here. And so that the pet, primarily dogs, a smaller version to come later for cats, could be made to fit and could be programmed to work in any size yard or house and by logging onto a website and entering either the street address, or you can program it to a location at home. It's got removable batteries, so the customer can change out the batteries, and no special batteries or anything like that. So there's a few things that were pretty innovative about this. It also checks the dog's temperature, and so if the dog's too hot, it sends a message to the owner so they know that their dog's a little hot. Maybe they need to run home for lunch and check on them.
What innovations did Paragon bring to during the project?
So Paragon's specialty had been and has been, continues to be, regarding portable wireless devices. We have a specialty in battery operated products, and so that really helped out here because this GPSs are battery hungry devices, and so we worked very hard in both the software and hardware to come up with a means for this device to be efficient on the batteries by keeping the GPS off most of the time unless the dog was moving, and then we would wake up to check the location of where the dog is and decide whether we were outside the fence or inside the fence.
How was the project documented?
So that's one of the Paragon specialties, is documentation, because the end result is if we develop a few prototypes and deliver to the customer, that's great, but the real value is if they have enough documentation and a design package where they can go to any contract manufacturer and get the product reproduced or make enhancements, hopefully back with us, but they're not required to. They've got a documentation package that allows them to go anywhere. In this case, they had a documentation package not only well enough to go to manufacturing, but also to sell the company to a very large public drug company.